So I spent the past 5,000 hours trying to figure out the exact best productivity hack. Good news is I found it, bad news is that it's a system. This is part 3 of the entire series. So yes, switching activities is actually really bad. But I found the best thing to actually counteract that and enter flow so much quicker is that every single time you leave off something, you need to then actually reduce the cost that your brain needs to create. Now, a very practical example of this could be that, let's say you're reading like a book or something. Instead of just finishing the book and then just closing it, you could actually just go through the book and then actually just take a separate piece of paper or write directly in the book and just write some questions that you have about what you just read. Or you could write a few notes about some of the biggest lessons that you learned from that book. Now, when you come back to reading that book, usually your brain is going to have to think back on all the things that I read before. But now, because you have all these notes and questions, you can then start to explore those things and actually set that sort of flow state so much faster. The same thing could be when you're doing a project or something. Instead of actually directly just closing the program, you could actually set some notes for what you're working on specifically so that you can then immediately jump back into it without actually having to remember to recall every single thing. And that little step of writing down what you need to do right now actually creates and solves so much time for your future self if you're going to be doing something different. Now, you don't actually have to do that as much if you were following the principles from part 2 and part 1, but this is actually a really good workaround that I found. So in part 4, we're going to be talking about how exactly to start optimizing all of your environment around you so that you can be the most productive you could possibly be. So go ahead and follow if you want to see more, and I'll see you tomorrow.